Good evening, everyone, and welcome to Gray Man Prepping. It is time for Tactical Tuesday, where we're talking tactics, gear, and more, but mainly a lot of tactics and common sense tonight, because tonight's topic is bugging in mistakes. And here I am. Oh, got to get rid of the artifacting there. Okay, so comments. Let's see. Go to the top. Well, we got 53 comments so far. First one in was CR Creative Redundancy, followed by Phelan Clan Wolf, then L Dog, Troop 1351, Crew 1351, Sofa Survivalist, Geeky Gardens, Shady Hill Homestead, Diana, and let's see anybody else here going down at the bottom here. Nope, that's it so far. My math is off, or we got a couple of lurkers out there, because we got a lot more showing up on the number right up here on the top of my screen here. So
that's because I count for 5.
In that case, it'd be a couple more than just a couple more. All right. So, this is one that this topic. The last time I did it 3.5 years ago, had a few people going, but why? But why? Folks,
why what?
Don't
why bug in or why bug out?
No, why I was saying what I was saying. It's like, hey, you don't like the information, change your circumstances.
Hey, I'm fat. I can't go anywhere. I'm bugging in whether I like it or not. I'll be lucky to make it out of the basement alive to go get my preps.
Wait a minute, I thought the preps were in the basement.
Shh.
Oh. All right. So does hibernation in winter count as bugging in, or are you mistaken?
Bears bugging every year.
CR, that can count as we get into it. Because you are bugging in or sheltering in place, which it was going to be a big long title, having shelter in place there too. But yeah, it's shelter in place comes into it too, because not every bugging in thing is short. I mean, it is long term. Someone can be short, and shelter in place can be more than just a couple hours. It can be a couple days.
Okay.
Yeah, and Prepper 101 came in. Okay, so let's switch over to this view. And look at it. Yeah. There were a bunch of real cool AI drawings like this out there of, all aimed at, bugging in mistakes. It was kind of funny, but I figured I'd just stick with this one. All right. So number one mistake is not thinking. People, someone goes, they kind of just off the back of their head, not really thinking about it. Yeah, I can always, just stay in place and, not worry about it if things go to in a handbasket. They don't even think about the ramifications. Not even thinking about it. And it's kind of like, okay. Yeah, okay. I'm looking at the site, following the side chat. I was just waiting for Prepper 101 to come out with a mother-in-law joke here in a second. All right, so
he's bugging out if his mother-in-law's at the house, with or without preps.
So, this is the problem. This is the number one mistake that people who are, quote, planning, because they're not planning. They're just, I'll just stay here, about bugging in mistakes they make. Number two, not planning. They go, yes, I'm going to do it. I got plenty of stuff. I'm going to do it. I can, all right. But they don't plan out all the stuff that that most people aren't even thinking about when it comes to sheltering in place or bugging in. So, so remember, if you fail to plan, you're planning to fail. Or if you prefer, piss poor performance predicates ponderous.
Prior proper planning prevents piss poor performance.
No, there's the other one. Piss poor performance predicates.
Yeah.
There was another one that Steve and I came up with, had about 12 P's in it. It was really ridiculous. All right. These are not in order, but this is probably one of the most important ones, is having a communications plan. Why? Includes gathering information. If you don't have the information, how do you know if you really should be bugging in and how long you're going to be bugging in for?
Well, CNN will tell me.
Yeah. It also includes being able to communicate with family locally and long distance. Hydrating, folks. And so because basically, in this part, a communications plan is basically addendum A to your base. Should be addendum A to your written base plan. Next, we have food and water. This is probably really number 3 bugging in mistake, because if people go and they go, all right, I'm going to bug in. I got to make some plans and stuff. All right, see, I got 5 years worth of food, so I can bug in. How many days of water do you have? Well, I got about 2 months worth of water. Oh, so you actually only have 2 days worth of food, because when you run out of water, 3 days after you run out of water, you're going to die. So, they don't plan and balance their preps. Others just have, oh, I'm going to bug in. I got plenty of stuff in the cupboards. And then they go look in the cupboards and they go, crap, I ain't got nothing.
Ooh.
They got maybe a week's worth of stuff there. They got 2 loaves of bread, maybe a thing of English muffins, a couple of gallons of milk in the fridge, and 5 people in the house. And
yeah, I'll be back in a second. I got to tell my wife something.
Okay. And they got a couple cans of soups or something. They got really limited amount of food, and they may have a case of water. And it's like people don't think about exactly what they are really going to need to bug in. Same things, they don't think about what they're going to need to bug out too. So, but that's a different topic. Heating and cooling. This can become a problem for those bugging in if the power goes out and they don't have a wood burning stove for the heating side. And I'm amazed at the lack of blankets and quilts that people have that say, "Oh, I'm prepared for a lot of stuff," and it's like, well, how many dozens of blankets do you have? Dozens. I just have two for each bed. Not enough. We have a couple totes full of blankets and quilts, and because if the power goes totally out, and it's going to be out for a long time, Yes, I got a wood burning stove and I got plenty of firewood, but I can make that firewood last longer by hanging blankets up over the windows to act as insulation to keep the cold out and the heat in. And so, yeah, having the the blankets is twofold, both summer and winter. So yeah, having blankets and stuff to insulate windows, doors, different things, so they don't heating. The heat doesn't go out, or you don't get heat coming in when you don't want it. Along with that is people don't have enough masking tape or painter's tape. Masking tape is more important for longer stuff here. How many realize that, hey, I may need to block off some of the bathroom vents so I don't have cold air coming down in during the wintertime? Because sometimes people, they'll turn on their fan when they, after they use the bathroom, and sometimes the little flapper things that, sort of to block cold air from coming in get stuck open, and cold air just comes down around it. Yeah. So there's that, that one there too. So there's different ways and different things you need to have to block it off. Now, so masking tape, you either tape over the whole thing, or you can just take some saran wrap, tear off a piece, stick it up there, and tape the edges down so it keeps the cold air from coming in. Cooling, just the opposite. They don't plan for cooling. Oh man, I get flack for this one. If you're in what I call a moderate temperature climate, i.e., the temperature doesn't generally get over 99 degrees Fahrenheit.
That's moderate.
That's moderate. Hey, I lived on the north rim of the Grand Canyon, where it got 120 degrees in the shade during the summer. So 99 is moderate. But in California, there in Martinez, near the San Francisco Bay, we got 100, 105 degree temperatures at time. In the 60s and 70s, we didn't have air conditioning. We learned how to deal with it, just like my grandmother did, and her family did up in by Coeur d'Alene in the 1800s and early 1900s.
Well, when you don't have anything and you're in the same area for a very long time, you kind of get climatized to it, and you're fine. Well, it's people as we get used to warm or cool, depending on time of year or where you live.
Yeah.
And something changes and you don't have some kind of outside source to help recreate your environment to what you like, that's when it takes a while to reclimatize. I mean, weeks. Yeah. I mean, you're going to sleep like I don't do well in heat. And I go to the cabin. Yes, I have a portable AC unit. If it's really hot out there, I'll fire up the generator, run it for an hour just to cool the place down, and leave the fan running all night. And but if I had no choice, yeah, I'd be sleeping in a hammock with no sleeping bag, just trying to sleep and letting the outside air blow on me to keep me from overheating.
Yeah. One of the things that people don't realize they can to deal with the heat is all right. We stopped using the AC in the house when PG&E started tripling the rates. And my wife would, she has the AC turned on, set for 85 degrees in the house. So it won't come on until it hits 85 in the house. And so one of the things we would do is we'd be staying up until 11 o'clock, midnight, till it got cooler outside than it was inside. And then we'd open up all the windows, put fans in the windows, in some of the windows, but we'd open up all the windows and everything and let it cool off. And then we would go to bed and, wouldn't get up till just before she had to go to work. she wouldn't get till just before she had to go to work. So she would get, 6.5, 7 hours worth of good sleep. And by the time she come home from work, it still hasn't really, the house is still heating up, but it's tolerable. And she'd take a nap for an hour, until it started to get too hot in the house. And which is kind of weird because the house would slowly start heating up from the peak heat outside was about 2:00 in the afternoon, and the house would start getting hot inside because it was fairly well insulated and would peak out where it was uncomfortable about the time about an hour and a half after she got home from work. So she was able to catch an extra an hour worth of nap there that time. But there's
two schools of thought on the energy on that, because like a freezer, a full freezer is a happy freezer. Once it gets cold, it's easy to keep it cold. If you turn your freezer on with like a bottle of water in it to freeze it, it's going to take all day. Yeah. And you shut it off and let it open the lid up and let it warm up all night long or all day long. And then you shut the lid and turn it back on at night. You're going to use more energy just to try to cool the thermal mass around you, because that'll keep giving off heat. My house, we'll set it once the temperature starts getting above like 70, 75 in the house. We'll turn it on. We'll set it to like 67. Yeah. It dehumidifies.
Yeah, I understand all that.
Turn it up to 70.
But right now, especially in California and certain other states, New York, where the power is 3 times what it was 20 years ago. Yeah, not double, 3 times or more. Yeah. So it's like, but same thing back in the 60s and stuff. You was like, okay, summertime, when as soon as the temperature outside matched the temperature inside, cooling off at night, we'd open the windows. In the morning, as soon as the sun hit the east side of the house, those windows would get buttoned up and the blankets would go up. And then once the temperature on the other side of the house outside got higher than the temperature inside the house, then all the rest of the windows got closed up. It was a process that people learned.
I mean, I grew up, my parents had I guess it was like a 8,000 BTU unit in their bedroom. My sister's bedroom was attached by a door. It was a different setup of a house. My bedroom was up a hallway on the same side of the house. So when it got that hot outside, they put the Coleman cot in my sister's room. I had to sleep in my sister's room because they would only open that door. The rest of the house didn't matter. The poor dog slept out in heat and in the living room.
Yeah. So there are things people need to think about dealing with if the power's out and you're bugging in. Now the power's still on. Hey, cool. I'll make it. There's riots going on. You're bugging in and you're sheltering in place and you're going to defend your house from the rioters and stuff. And the power's still working. Heating and cooling doesn't become a big issue. But depending if the power happens to go out, even if it's just summer blackouts, power's out for 2 days, crap.
All right. Now we had a storm threat 2-3 years ago, like big winter storm warning, ice storm and that, which when that happens, we always lose power. And that's not often, but we figured it was going to happen. So it started icing outside and we knew what was coming. We literally, because normally the house, we keep it at like 68. I don't care what time of year it is. I got central air. So we turned it up to 75 just to heat the house. And 2 a.m, power went out for 6 hours. By morning, it was still 68 in the house. It was good. It was like, I think it was 15 degrees outside. So, opening the door to let the dog out. It's like, you one person grabs the dog by his shoulders and his ass. You open the door, you throw him out and shut the door. Say, let me know when you're ready to come back in because I ain't going out there with you.
And that's the thing too, all the mass, all the furniture in the house, that either acts as a heat sink or a cooling sink. So right,
it either gives off heat or absorbs heat. Yeah.
All right, let's look at the next thing here. Sanitation. So, like, if it's the riots and stuff, and this is going to be a short term, several days, a couple weeks, maybe a month of bugging in, they still, and the water's still going to be, and the water's supposed to be running, and the sewer's working, not a problem. But even if it is for a month and the power goes out, and it's going to take a while to get things fixed up, even if it's just a couple weeks, and suddenly the water goes off, they never thought about having us worried about sanitation because, hey, we're bugging in. We got water and we got sewer.
Flush. I can flush.
Yeah.
I know I can still flush because I'm uphill from everybody.
Yeah, me too. So, yeah, there's people don't think about sanitation. What are they going to do if the water stops and the sewer plugs up? Water stopping, it becomes a whole nother issue because now you definitely have to have water. And if someone needs to take a sponge bath because they are offending everybody else in a 5-mile radius.
And come on, a family that sweats together sticks together.
Yeah, that's the problem. They get sticky and they stick to each other. So there's things people have to plan for sanitation. That means more water than you're planning for up here for drinking and preparing food. All right, next one here, lighting. Oh, the riders are out there, and this is going on, or that's going on. We're going to be in the house here for a week.
Yeah,
and all of a sudden, the riders start chopping down power poles.
That's a Bob thing.
It wasn't just Bob; it was other places too. Yeah, they don't talk about it, but a friend of mine down in Oakland, California, the riders tried cutting down power poles down on International Boulevard, formerly known as East 14th Street.
Well, maybe they got electrocuted. That would be great.
No. The gangbangers shot him. It was not in the news.
Of course not.
Because it wasn't the right wing radicals that shot him. It was the gangbangers saying, "Hey, you ain't blacking out our neighborhood."
Yeah, it's like, I don't pick sides, but you're taking away my electricity. I can't run my lab. Goodbye.
Yeah. But they don't think about other lighting things, having enough batteries and flashlights, and I got a 4-pack of batteries here, and I got a couple of flashlights, but that's not enough to run several flashlights, and they're not thinking about it.
I have 2 extra D batteries and an old Boy Scout incandescent flashlight. I'm good for about 2.5 hours before it burns out.
Yep. Or I got a bunch of these nice taper candles.
Yeah.
They burn friggin' fast, folks. All right. And then there's talking about rioters, there's home defense. What are you going to do when they start throwing rocks and stuff at your windows?
Throw them back. With a slingshot.
Yeah. Yeah, but these are big rocks and stuff. And the ones going around just kicking on doors and stuff and try to kick doors in, and the riders and stuff.
Trebuchet. A lot of rocks all at once.
But so home defense, what are you
hey Howie,
what can you do for home, what do you have? Do you have a plan for home defense at all, any type? And everyone goes, "Oh, well, if you have a gun, you shoot them, then you're in trouble." Well, who says you have to use a gun? Like you said, you have a good slingshot, good wrist rocket, and a nice collection of
little round, perfectly round metal pebbles. Yeah,
or just about perfect. Oh, marbles, glass marbles.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's a kid's toy. I grabbed what I had.
Yeah.
I
was gonna put a Lego block in my slingshot, but I was too busy stuck in my foot So I grabbed a marble, and after I fell.
Yeah. The other thing too is, have you ever been hit by someone just throwing one of those 1-inch marbles? You know, the big cats.
Yeah, yep, the big marbles. Yeah.
Oh man, those hurt.
Yeah,
Now
I got hit in the back of the head.
Put it in a wrist rocket. You know.
I got hit in the back of the head by one of those from about 4 feet away by my sister when I was like 10.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Yeah.
So but the other thing for home defense that is a bit more
faster.
Damaging.
Faster. It's faster. You can't really see it coming at you or going away.
Yeah, is the Robin Hood routine.
Yeah.
Of course, if you're going to do that, you don't want to use any of the hunting tips. You just want to use the target tips, because that's what I had was target tips.
Well, it depends on how bad the situation gets and whether or not you're going to be liable later.
Yeah.
Then you get you get whatever I got on hand.
Yeah. The other thing is too, the next are pew pews versus twang twangs. Twang twangs, you can go out there afterwards and pull all the arrows back.
Yeah, if it doesn't have some kind of a wide body tip on, it'll just slide right out. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Home damage, and I'm not talking rioters too, but other home damage. Excessive snow on the roof, a tree branch hitting the side of the house or landing on the roof. But you're sheltered in place. The rioters out there, and somebody's trying to get down the street, and he's swerving and stuff, trying to get around the rioters to get out of there, and he goes up over the curb and loses control and piles in the front of your house. Do you have a plan to repair damage, like having extra sheets of plywood, like they do for hurricanes in their garage?
It depends on whether it was a Tesla and it burned the house and the neighborhood down after it hit.
Yeah.
And if it didn't burn down, everything's fine. I'm going to steal the batteries out of it and use it to power my house.
And that brings up reminds me about this, for certain areas. So if you're on the East Coast and what you're sheltering in place for is a hurricane, are you stupid or are you smart? Do you save the plywood after you put it up and cut it to fit each window and mark it for that window and save?
Nah, I think I'm going to start after a hurricane when everybody's kind of done. I think I'm going to start driving around Florida with a big pickup truck and a really big trailer on garbage day when everybody throws their plywood pieces in the trash.
Oh yeah.
And just bring them home or sell them back to them when the next hurricane comes.
Yeah.
I'll write down the address and be like, hey, I got perfect plywood for your windows. You do? Yeah, it even has your address written on it. $50 a piece.
You don't even have to do that. You can just do simple at $10 a window. And and then come back the next time. All right, I'll store it for you for $10 for the next year or for the next storm.
Maybe, if I can get here.
Yeah. All right. But there are different things that can home damage that can happen. The power line getting yanked and pulling off the side of your roof the
connection point.
Yeah, to connect the little pole going up there, and it rips off and it tears through the roof a little bit. And yeah. All right, next one. Everything going perfect. And you're sitting there. And it's like, this is very boring. Internet's out. The main power's out, but I got my little solar thing, so I got enough light and power to keep the freezer and refrigerator working and the furnace running.
I don't think you're going to get, if you're by yourself or with your significant other or family in a house and you're done, you're still going to have stuff to do, because if you got solar running stuff and you're going to be checking your inventory, you're going to be making sure the solar's working, repositioning your panels, just doing a lot of stuff and keeping everybody else happy. And unless you're by yourself, in which case, okay, I got nothing to do, I'll go find something to do. Or I got a deck of cards, let's play solitaire for a half hour.
Yeah. The thing is, though, like if your panels are mounted on the roof and you can't adjust them, but what I'm saying, so you're kind of set. Everything else is taken care of. and you've gone through your inventory a couple times, you've done everything, and you're on like day 3, you're like,
oh, trust me, at day 3, you're still going to be outside somewhere, not being seen, listening.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, if boredom will set in, or cabin fever, if you prefer to call it that. That's where you need to plan to have board games, card games, a book of Hoyle's Complete Book of Games, funny games like Crimes Against Humanity.
Hey, real quick about the Hoyle's Book of Card Games.
Yeah.
Don't waste your money. Trust me when I tell you, if you know some games, great. There's like 3 or 4 games there, the standard ones that you've heard about. The rest of them, there's a reason why nobody's ever heard about them. They suck. Just saying.
But thing is, sometimes you get people do get in arguments over rules, and it's like, oh, no, according to Hoyle, no, you can have a triple pinochle in playing pinochle. So yeah,
I am not going to learn how to play pinochle with the crap hits the fan. You can kiss my ass on that one.
Oh, Pinocchle's a great game. I learned to play it as a kid.
I'll play hearts and spades all day long. You can forget pinochle. I don't have a deck of cards with like 18 face cards in it, or 80 face cards, or whatever it is.
So, anyways, there's a lot. Game Boys, L Dog says, books.
Yeah. That's assuming you got power.
Yeah, and that's the thing is, having different types of games and stuff for different situations. And of course, then there is Monopoly, which a real good game of Monopoly can take a couple days to play.
Hey, I have a spare 9-volt battery. I'll slap it in my vintage Mattel football game. I still have it. So shut up.
No, that's great. I mean, it's just like I'm thinking about your kids, or when it happens, grandkids with their stuff, and everything goes out, and you whip that sucker out. They're like, "What the heck is that?"
I had so much ingenuity when I was in 7th grade when that thing came out. I literally took it apart. I made a triangle screwdriver because I didn't know what it was. I made one. I made it work. I took it apart. I cut the side out with a soldering iron, and I put a switch on the speaker. And it still has it. So I could bring it to school and play, because everybody else brought their Mattel and the whatever the other football game was that was supposedly better. I never liked it. And at the same time, and I could play it all day long in class. Let my friends play games against them. And nobody ever heard the do or brr, brr, when you got tackled. Yeah.
CR says chess. Yeah. Howie says, in the cave where I will shelter in place near the deep underground spring, a few goats, chickens, so I can have cheese and butter, milk. Yeah.
Howie will not be bored.
No, Howie won't be bored.
He will not sit down and be like, okay, I'm done. I got nothing to do. I'm going to
play stuff.
Let me play Chinese checkers against myself. Yeah.
All right. So boredom is, will affect some people, but if especially those that haven't planned, don't have nothing, no books, no games, they're like, the ones that watch TV all the time when they're at home.
Oh, trust me, they'll be too stressed out to be bored. They're not going to know what to do, and they're going to be running around like a chicken with their head cut off, trying to figure out at the last minute, I should have bought this. I should have prepped that. I should have done this. I should have done that. What do I got? Ransacking their own house to try to find things. Yeah.
And the other thing is, too, what is so frustrating about this, even if it's just, for several days, power outage for, a week or whatever, those type of people don't learn. They're going to, I'm going to get this. I'm going to get this. As soon as the power comes back on, back in front of the TV.
Yeah. I'm going to run down to Home Depot and buy a generator. I get there's no generators left.
Yeah.
And now I can't get gas because the gas stations don't have power. And now I'm stuck 2 miles from the house. I have to walk home. Uh-oh. Hey, can somebody help me push my car? No.
Yeah. So, perfect segue power here is, so, inconspicuous and meets needs. Yeah, you don't want to have one of these 400 horsepower engines powering a big old,
big Ingersoll Rand 13,000 kilowatt generator in my front yard on a dual axle trailer. Yeah, running the neighborhood.
Yeah. So, and it's power, it's not just getting power, it's managing the power. But yeah, having inconspicuous solar panels if your backyard faces south, having on the south side of the roof and back, where you might have some neighbors that look out and say, "Oh, he's got solar panels," but
yeah, do like Mike did at UK Urban Prepper. Shut the main circuit off in your house. Just shut it off. Go shut the main off. Hey, number one, you're going to save some money on electricity, but figure out what to do and do it for 2 or 3 days. Just leave it off, knowing it's there, but leave it off. How do you act? What are you going to do? Think about it ahead of time. Do you have some kind of power source you can use? Yeah. Freezers, refrigerators. What are you going to do?
Yeah, and that's
wintertime, summertime. Yeah,
that's where the meets needs comes in. If you do have like a power station, a couple of solar panels, make sure it'll meet the needs to be able to run your power station at full charge. Will be able to run from 2 hours before sunset to 2 hours after sunrise, because after sunset and sunrise, that time you're not going to get hardly any power from the sun because it's in the wrong angle and stuff.
Well, it depends on what you got. So like you do, or you can do it with a generator, and it's daytime and there is neighborhood noises, cars, things of people yelling, screaming. Yeah, fire up your generator, charge if you have a home power supply or a solar generator, power supply. Charge it up during the day. Yeah. And just run the generator for a couple hours, charge up, shut it off. Yeah. And that way you're not creating like something where people are like, what is that noise? It's just a motor that's running. Nobody's cutting the grass. It must be a generator running power.
And if you're going to plan for that, and all you're doing is charging something else up, go ahead and spend a little bit extra and get one of those quiet inverter generators that are a lot quieter.
Yeah, my little one is great.
Yeah,
it's pretty quiet. I can put it around the side of my cabin when I'm out there and talk on the phone. Nobody hears it.
Yeah, so look into it. But hey, some people right over their head, they don't even think about it. But the thing is, if you're going to plan for it, plan right. Make sure you got the generator or inverter generator. You have some solar panels, and make sure your power station or your battery setup, if it's homemade, can handle the essentials. And by essentials, I do not mean TV.
Yeah. Maybe a box fan, not the central air conditioner.
Right. If you have a modern furnace, get an electrician friend to come in there and hook it up with a switch and an
RV plug that you can
that you can plug into, because generally the new furnaces, the blowers on them and stuff are so efficient, they only draw a couple 100 watts.
Yeah. I got to look into doing that on mine, because in the summertime, it's central air. The AC, the Bosch unit I have, doesn't draw that much. I would have to hook up the 208 or 240 plug to the house, which I already have one for the big generator. And but to blow the fan in the wintertime and the gas furnace, if there's gas, doesn't take much. I just got to figure out where that power source comes from, which I think is the switch that's on the side of my furnace, and then put my own little plug there so I can always plug in my coming tomorrow, my new Upus, whatever, Gen 1, whatever.
Mega 1.
Yeah, that's it. Mega 1. I can plug that in there, at least run the furnace and the fan blower and the electronic circuits that are in there to heat my house in the wintertime if it's that cold for a little bit. Just run it solid, set the thermostat to 85, crank it up real high, shut it off. First, the gas doesn't draw anything. It's just the fans and the electronics that draw.
Yeah. So talking about the Mega 1, I yesterday I got delivered a receptacle timer that I could plug it into, so it does works with the flex power rating that I have here. Well, so my live stream this morning started at 9 o'clock, and it had already at 8:45 it turns off the wall outlet and runs just on the power station. Well, of course, I had three monitors going, and my little light up there that's hooked into the system. And so after 3 hours, it got down to 65%.
Jeez.
That's using a lot here. I was running stuff here and everything else. Soon as it kicked on, 15 minutes later, it was charged back up again.
It's kind of weird. Does it use more energy to charge it, or less energy than you used? It's got to use more because of the inverter plug.
It uses a little bit more, but it's a third the price.
Well, yeah, no, I get that. Yeah.
Yeah. So in 15 minutes, it was charged back up, and boom, it's like perfect. And Dave Knight's in the house.
What up, Dave?
So planning on figure out what you're going to need for short-term power outages and things. You may be bugging in and for a week or two, and the power stays on. Just the riders are going up and down everybody else's street, and they miss your street. They don't cut down the power poles, and the power stays on. Cool, you're good. Winter storm comes along, takes down the power lines. Oh, it may be, you may be having to shelter in place or bug in for the winter storm, and it's may be a couple days before they get the power back on. So you need to have something.
Depends on how widespread the power outage is and how localized you are too. Well, the line that went down is only supplying 7 houses. We got 300,000 houses to go on the bigger ones.
You're the last.
Yeah, we'll get to you sooner or later. Sorry.
Yeah. Now, if it's wintertime and it's below freezing, the high temperature is 28 degrees is the high, and you're worried about your stuff in your freezer, no problem. Put it outside. Yeah, unload it, move it outside, reload it outside, and let it sit outside.
Yeah, put in a bunch of coolers, or if it's going to be a longer-term scenario, your fridge has already been depowered. Take the refrigerator, roll it out the side door, back door, whatever, lay it down on its back. When the power comes back on, stand it up, let it sit upright for at least 24 hours, and plug it back in. You'll be fine.
Yeah. All right.
It's like giant chest freezer outside.
Yeah. That's why I do have a chest freezer in the garage shop. So if I need to, and
roll it out of the driveway, keep it out of the sun.
No, I'll just leave it in the shop because the shop doesn't have a heater in it.
Oh, so there you go.
It gets cold, so I'll just take stuff from the house and put it out there until I need it. All right, next item: medical needs. This is another problem that people have. It's not, even if it's not major medical needs, people will buy a thing of cough drops or a bottle of cough syrup. It starts getting low. Do they go out and buy another one ahead of time? No, they wait till it's empty.
Yeah.
It's like, excuse me, you can go to Costco or Sam's Club and you can pick up the 2-pack, the 3-pack, or the 4-pack. And when you get down so you have one full bottle left, put it on the list. Another 4-pack. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Yeah. Wife buy a 2-pack of things, and when one is gone, just buys another 2-pack. Run the 2. When you're down to 1, buy another one. I mean, it may be 1, 2, 3, 5, 8 months, a year before you need it. Depends on what it is. If it's going to last, who cares? And it's probably cheaper if you buy it now than in 6 months from now.
Yeah. So, and then of course there is all your over-the-counter medications, Tylenol, Advil,
Aspirin,
all that sort of stuff. the Tiger Balm, all anything that's over the counter. People have one container of it. Crap, we got grandkids. We got 4 tubes of the triple acting stuff.
Triple antibiotic. Yeah.
Yeah. We got one in the Jack and Jill bathroom, one in the boys' bathroom, one in the master bathroom, and one in the medicine cabinet, big cabinet where we put all the extras at. So we always have extra. Band-Aids.
Bandages, gauze, tape.
Yeah, all that stuff. Because, hey, if the power's out and you're trying to cut dinner, you're not seeing very well, or something happens, you can cut yourself, you can stub your toe and peel the nail off. People get lazy when it's totally when they're in a shelter-in-place thing. They get up in the morning. I'm not going out. Crap, I'm not bending over to put my shoes on and stuff. I'm just going to walk around with the house barefooted. Little coffee table. Flunk. Oh, crud. Yeah.
You're not going to fix a broken toe with a Band-Aid, but anyway.
No, but if the the toenail peels back a little bit and it's not totally broken, you got to push it back down and tape it in place.
Yeah, and scream at the same time.
Exactly. But that's the thing. There's things, different things. You step on the Lego, and it happens to be one of the ones with a sharp point on it, really sharp point on it, and then your foot's bleeding.
There's sharp points on 8 sides on every Lego. Sorry.
No, there are some that are triangular shaped. Some of the
I don't have any of those, and I'm not worried about stepping on Legos.
But yeah,
I'm more worried about stepping on. If my dog had an accident and it was dark and I didn't see it, I'm more worried about stepping on that going, ew.
Yes.
Now I'm hopping down the stairs with one foot and praying I don't break an ankle.
And do you have rubbing alcohol to sanitize your foot once you get it cleaned off?
Yes. I have lots of sanitizing solutions in my house.
Good.
I don't care what. Yeah, I got whatever. Not even going there.
So, but then there are those that have other medical needs, and they don't try to do all the workarounds they can to get a buffer amount to hold them between getting refills so that they don't have to worry about. I'm trying to dance around the AI here.
Nah, I'm also worried about, I have friends that are on O2 and they have machines. And if the power goes down for more than, I think my one friend can go 48 hours with the extra bottles he has. After that, he literally has to get in the car and start it and get his 12-volt one running. And he's only good until he runs out of gas. So I worry about him on a regular basis. And it's not because he did something stupid in life. It's just because he has what he has.
Howie says, filling my propane tomorrow. Got the brakes replaced on the car today. Kale salad and roast beef.
There you go. I got to do that.
CR doesn't want to hear about the food, Howie. CR does not want to hear about the food.
Yeah, he doesn't mind hearing about it. He doesn't want to see it.
Yeah.
I'm more worried I'm going to run out of propane tonight because I went through 7 20-pounders and a 30-pounder in the last month and a half just heating my garage while I'm out here.
Yeah.
And I'm going to have to run down with at least one to get me into the weekend. Then I'll take the rest back down to Ace Hardware and fill them up.
All right, question. Going from your house into your garage.
It's connected.
Step up or is a step up or straight in?
No, I built up my garage. Technically, by definition, is a garage. But because of the floor plate is 3.5 feet higher than the floor plate in the garage, code says you have to build a platform at 125% of the height is your platform width. I couldn't park a 1971 Honda, whatever, the original Accord in here and get at and open the doors.
Yeah.
So I can park a motorcycle in here. So it's my wood shop. It's my man cave. That's what it is.
I
go down 4 steps to get into my garage.
So your house then has a crawl space, right?
No, I have a full basement.
Full basement. Oh, so you have your house, your full basement, and the garage is kind of like a split.
Yeah, so the concrete foundation on the house side is about 3 feet of the top of the foundation in the basement.
Okay.
So yeah, and it's also 8 inches thick. Yeah, could I drill a hole in there and put a vent? Sure. Would I?
Well,
No.
I was thinking more along the lines of drilling a hole through to run a piece of gas pipe through.
No, I am not putting natural gas out here.
Okay.
I could. I installed everything else that's natural gas in my basement. Not an issue. I'm not running a pipe through here. I'm just not.
Yeah.
Thought about it. Not happening.
You know, to some people, they probably never thought about it, and if they do think about it, they're going to go, "Oh, wow."
I thought about it. The gas main is literally on the opposite side of where the garage is.
Yeah.
So yes, putting a shutoff valve, all that stuff. I could, and I thought about it, but no, not. Next house is going to have propane anyway, so I'll run propane everywhere. I don't care.
Yeah. All right. So the next one now, after medical needs, which also includes if a person happens to have is on oxygen tank, so he needs an oxygen generator, or a person that has a CPAP and need to make sure they have power at night for their CPAP, so they're not going as they're sleeping.
Just sleep standing up. You're okay.
Yeah. All right. Duration. They don't even think about how long it can be. That's one of the big mistakes. A major mistake. They think, oh, I got food in the cabinets. I'll be good for, however, the emergency is not going to last that long.
I'll be good for 8 hours. I got potato chips and dip, and I can always watch the game on my iPhone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, I use Martha example a lot with her over there in Washington, old school prepper. She was their power was out for almost a month.
Yeah, that'll make you change your evil ways really quick after about 3 days.
Thing is, though, she was pretty much prepped for it. She had some solar panels. She had some stuff. She had a generator. They had a couple extra 5-gallon cans of gas, and they listened to my thing is you don't run the generator all the time. You need to cool. You got your chest freezer and refrigerator. You run it for half an hour, get those down to temperature, turn it off. 8 hours later, you run it for half an hour, get it back down to temperature, turn it off. She was saying her generator lasts for a long time.
Yeah, you don't just run it nonstop so you can keep that night light going.
Yeah. And when it was running, it was also charging their rechargeable batteries for their little LED desk lamps that they put around. So yeah. So, but duration is, it goes back to everything else on the first page here: water, food, heating, sanitation, lighting. So, boom. There's a lot of stuff that fits into duration. Yeah, if you're thinking it's just going to last, 24 hours or 72 hours at the most, and it's a really nasty winter storm, dude, you could be out without power for 10 days. And you're
gonna be cold. Yeah, now your pipes are gonna freeze and other problems. So yeah.
Yes. So having planning for a longer term duration than what you think it is always advisable. Remember, plan for the worst, hope for the best. And that's the end of that. So, wow, it worked. We're just about at the top of the hour now.
Woohoo!
So
all my chit chat.
Can anybody else think of any other things I didn't put in here that could turn into a problem as a failure point or a mistake for bugging in? And the other thing I didn't mention in there is plans for the proper event.
Yeah, just make sure if you're fat like the Sofa Survivalist, don't keep all your preps in the basement, because you're probably going to eventually fall down the stairs and never get back up.
Yeah. All right. Hang on one thing. Come on, where'd it go? Dang it. It did not show up. Dang it. All right. Give me a second to find it here. I thought I saved it.
Oh, here. If you're bored, you can go to my channel and.
That's what I'm bringing up right now. That's what I'm bringing up.
I just put the I just put my channel up there with all the
boom.
I got 4 shorts. Another one's coming out on Friday, 6 a.m. East Coast. That's only because my buddies over in the UK can watch it later in the day and see it before everybody over here does. I had almost 4,000 views on the last video I put out.
All right.
And I think it's funny because it says it's an 8-second video. The average watch time was 143%, 11 seconds.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, that's because it starts to play a second time, and they're like, oh, okay, and then they flip to the next one.
I had one short that was it was 14 seconds, and it had something like 380% watch time. People just kept watching it.
Yeah, that's what happens to mine. It just keeps playing over and over again, and it keeps racking up the times. I'm like, that's great. I only have like 3 total watch hours right now. I don't really care, but I do have like 52 subscribers. Ooh, more than the other 2 channels combined.
All right, so let me get this. See if I can get this up here. Dan, you haven't created any.
Nope, Friday. Sorry, no previews.
You haven't created any. Put them into a playlist.
There's only 4. Dude, there's only 4 videos. What kind of a playlist do you need? I have a playlist. It's got 4 videos. It's called
That's fine, because then if you hit it, you can go down and just play the one, and you play it a couple times, and you click on the next one and make it go down easy.
Yeah, that's why I shared my my channel. You just go there and click on the first one. You can watch the next 3 after that. Just keep scrolling down.
Yeah. So let me go here and see what happens when I open it like this here.
You can play all of them. I don't care.
Yeah, I'm gonna show it to them here. Come on. Get back over here.
Don't forget to share sound.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to reshare. So yeah, I make sure that is up. And going to have to stop sharing. And get this stuff here out of the way. And do share screen, that, and turn it on. Okay.
You have my full authorization to play this video with sound because it's my video.
Yeah.
Don't forget the prep female hygiene.
Yeah.
Hey, 2 more views.
Yeah. All right.
Scroll down. Just slide down. You should get to the next one.
No, it's not going.
Welcome to the Sofa Survivalist page.
Sometimes it doesn't.
I'm just a fat dude, and I watch everybody else's videos, and because of that, I know how to survive. Welcome to the Sofa Survivalist page. I'm just a fat dude.
No, down. No,
because regular water takes up so much space, I bought 5,000 gallons of freeze-dried water from a Canadian survivalist channel store. Because regular water takes up so much space, I bought 5,000 gallons of freeze-dried water from a Canadian survivalist channel store. Because I learned that wild mushrooms are a great food source. I learned that wild mushrooms are a great food source.
That one got me like 4,000 views. That cracks me up. Oh, nice pause.
Okay. All right.
I forget what the next one is, but
those are the only 4 you have up there so far.
Yeah, there's another one coming out Friday morning. I got 2 more after that, and I'm waiting on Scottish Prepper to send me 2 more that I gave him stuff for. If not, I'll probably just wind up buying the
Did
AI.
you get the one with that has Mike in it?
Mike. Yes, I have
okay.
it. I don't know if I can share that. Can I share? Can I share?
Yeah.
All
right. Do you have 2 screens or not? It's
no, I got 1.
All right, we'll just show that one next week or whenever.
Okay, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. All right. So coming up here, folks, tomorrow morning at 11 o'clock Eastern. Come on, I'm going to be working on chapter 4 of Against the Wind, Running Against the Wind. That's book 2. And it took some really serious twists and turns yesterday and today. And it's going to even get more twisted tomorrow. All right, so coming up here, we have and so Monday through Friday is at 11 o'clock Eastern. Saturday and Sundays at 10 o'clock Eastern for the editing the books and stuff in the morning. Thursday night, Midnight Ride, 10 o'clock Eastern PM. Friday on Camp Patton is what foods do you need to have in your pantry? At the same time as tonight was. Saturday on Shadow Scout Suite is what 10 preps help you sleep at night. And then for my Survival Saturday in the evening is after the Micronova, what are your plans? And then next Monday is going to be canning sauces on Camp Patton Family Compound. And next Tuesday here is creating a prepper group. Do's and don'ts. So yeah, tomorrow, next Tuesday is going to be, if you're ever thinking about joining, creating one or joining one, you'll want to come in and get all the pointers on that one. All right, everyone. Remember, stay happy no matter what life throws at you. Stay safe. Don't go out and do anything foolish. Keep adding to your preps: water, food, medicine, clothing. Learn a new skill every day. And if you have a garden, start thinking about how you're going to plant for the spring, okay? All right, we'll see you later. And